Across Australia, New Zealand and the South Pacific, this is the week's Adventist News in Focus.
Hello, thanks so much for joining us this week. I'm Sibel Kute. State education ministers have signed off on a new national school curriculum that includes a new emphasis on Australia's Christian heritage. The politicised nature of education has been a source of conflict in recent years, with a growing focus on Asia and Indigenous issues being criticised by Conservative governments. According to the Australian newspaper, both of those issues will now be less emphasised, and students will learn more about the nation's British and Christian influences.
I think that's a very appropriate move, that we recognise fully that Australia has a rich Christian heritage. For young people in society to grow up with a more balanced perspective is a good thing.
A series of natural disasters and widespread political uncertainty has had some Christians looking to the skies for answers and wondering if Judgment Day is on its way. The fourth blood moon in less than 18 months is due to appear on the 28th of September, the date of this year's Jewish Feast of Tabernacles. A series of natural disasters in Israel, a record-breaking sandstorm and heat wave, and then freak flooding and hailstorms has had doomsday watchers on their toes. Combine all that with violent conflicts in the Middle East and Pope Francis's visit to the USA, and you've got what a number of prophecy-minded Christians regard as clear signs of the last days.
Many of the things that are taking place at this time are definitely clear signs that Jesus is coming soon. Our world simply cannot continue as it is right now. However, not everything that we see taking place in the world is listed in the Bible as one of the signs of the times. You know, as Christians, we need to have our eyes open, we need to have our mind open, but we also need to have our Bibles open to find out, does this come from the Bible?
In a grim reminder of the reach of Nigeria's violent extremists, at least 9 people have been killed in a late-night attack on a village in far northern Cameroon. Among the dead are 2 soldiers who were guarding the village and 7 Adventists killed in their homes by armed attackers. According to the Adventist Review, Islamist insurgency group Boko Haram has not claimed responsibility for the attack. However, locals say the violence follows the pattern of the 400 killings carried out by Boko Haram in Cameroon since last year. Adventist leaders in West Africa have called for prayer. After a lot of hard work and planning, New Zealanders now have access to a brand new Christian television station that was launched earlier this month.
Slice some cucumber, some red onion just to give it a bit of freshness. So just make little falafels like this. They just smell amazing.
Hope Channel New Zealand is available free to air or via other platforms, including the popular Sky TV network, to more than 2/3 of the nation's TV sets. The Hope Channel team is working hard to ensure that Kiwi voices and faces are an integral part of the new station's identity. A number of locally produced TV series are already airing. Now that's it for this week's Adventist News, but if you'd like to explore more Christian news from around the world, as well as some more in-depth analysis, check out the full half hour of Record in Focus. This week, political news and views from Canberra.
And I think what you're seeing here with policy in these early stages is the new Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull wanting to bring healing to the party. So he's made some concessions on things like climate change, and also has retained the decision to hold a plebiscite on same-sex marriage.
Sue Rad tells us all about chia seeds.
In one
That's
of those
white
tablespoons,
seed, black seed.
yes, we've got white and black.
Okay.
You actually get more fibre than you get from one slice of whole grain bread.
Oh.
And we meet a man who was very nearly on ill-fated German Wings flight 9525.
We're sitting down for dinner. Ben, the guy I was travelling with, said, "Do you realise that was pretty close, John?" And then we stopped and reflected, and it was sort of like stops you in your track, like what may have been. But for some reason, or not for some reason, I know the reason, there was a calmness that I had.
You can watch InFocus every week on Hope Channel, the Australian Christian Channel, Digital 44 in Adelaide, or via our website, which is record.net.au. All the best. I'll see you next time. God bless.